An early morning raid in southeast London. In the middle of a pandemic, where normality has been suspended, criminal gangs have found ways of operating.
To the left, 2 steps, 1, 2, last one.
As streets emptied, several police forces across Britain cooperated in an attempt to break up the drug trade rings.
Take a step up. And then
The so-called county lines that traffic from the cities to towns and the countryside, often recruiting vulnerable children into their network.
Drug dealers, they are manipulative, and they will use anyone they can to enable them to get their drugs around the country and to sell their drugs. And be that a girl or a boy, be that an adult who may be vulnerable, they will use anyone and any method because they're unscrupulous in what they're doing.
London, the worst affected place in the country, has seen knife and gang-related crime surge in the last 10 years. The police have said that drug dealing has been at the crux of that rise. With the creation of the force's new violent suppression units, more police are being put on patrol in high-risk areas and to visit known offenders to encourage them to stop any criminal activities. The factors which fuel crime have only increased during the lockdown. Despair, deprivation and increasing poverty from the UK's economic slump have all played their part. And the social issues, which of course were present before the pandemic occurred, have continued behind closed doors. Benita Iyeri and Jenny Steele work with young people who are at risk of being exploited by criminal gangs. Their organisation has seen an increase in calls for help, but no extra aid for resources. And the worry is what awaits vulnerable people when the social restrictions end.
We're just trying to pull all of the professionals around us to come and take part, offer solutions all across the board, to not just to young people and their families now, but also after lockdown.
Another concern, law enforcement has not enough regard for children who are in precarious situations and face enormous pressures to provide for their families.
I work with an 8-year-old who is a young carer. A lot of young people in their homes are the carers, are the adults. And this is whether their parents have a physical or non-physical disability or not. It's just the roles that have been enforced on them that they've adapted to and play.
And as police begin the task of cutting drug distribution lines, there is a need to protect the most vulnerable, those who desperately needed help from a system that has failed them. Sonia Gallego, Al Jazeera, London.